And here we are watching race 34, a heat of the Fawley Challenge Club. We've got Windsor Boys School against York City Rowing Club, and a fantastic start here. These schoolboy quads pressing off the start, really fast and furious.
Yeah, and it's always a thrill, isn't it, watching the junior quad sculls, which is what the Fawley Challenge Cup is. Junior and school quadruple sculls. There's a thrill watching those guys off the start. They absolutely go for it every stroke of the way. Again, just seeing the picture there, interesting to see the steering as they come towards the top of the island. You kind of there's a bay opposite the island that you can't see on the picture, but you kind of get pulled into that bit of water, and you kind of steer in and steer out again. It's really tricky. It's not half as easy as it looks.
Yeah, and it's Windsor Boys School with the green and gold blades that were struggling with that a little bit, but they're back into their rhythm now. But at the moment, York City on the far side of the picture, wearing the gold, purple, black and white. They're ahead of Windsor Boys School. Just them up a little bit, Pete. This is a great race.
It is a great race so far. We're, 250, 300 metres into it, and Windsor Boys, while they're half a length down at the moment, are absolutely sculling perfectly, aren't they? They're not giving anything, but York also sculling well. They did better than Windsor Boys did at the National Schools Regatta, and will look to move away from here.
Yeah, absolutely. And as an athlete, this is where it really begins to hurt. Your body is screaming at you to stop. It's telling you you're going to die. And in this heat, it will feel like that even more. And actually, the best thing to do is really just press into it, press against it, and somehow your body kind of gives up. It's shouting, goes, all right, I'm going to come and play over the course. And this is what each and every one of these 8 men that we're looking at will be experiencing right now. And the skill in these quads is to keep relaxed while you're having this internal fight. Keep relaxed in the shoulders, allow the work to come through the feet and legs into those blades. Windsor Boys School and York City Rowing Club both doing that well at this stage.
And we just saw there that Windsor Boys put in a push. They took their rate of striking up a couple of pips. They're not that far down on York City, and they obviously feel they can get back on them. And they're sculling extremely well.
Yeah, absolutely. The boat with 3 Smiths in it, Windsor Boys School, Henry Smith, Arthur Smith and TJ Smith, joined by Harry Oliver. They'll be calling to each other, they'll know each other extremely well, but as will York Rowing Club. On the right-hand side at the moment, Alex Bruce, Joe Carter, Oliver Durnall and Tom Roberts. They'll have been trained together, they won't be educated together, but they'll have been coming after school to York Rowing Club. They'll come together, and there's real camaraderie in these schoolboy age crews.
Absolutely. I was in one myself many moons ago, and we would do anything for one another, and I'm sure it's the same with these guys, that they will want to win at all costs. You just saw the bowman looking around there as they were getting quite close to the boomed course. That's actually lost them a little bit of distance. Windsor have seen that, and they've put in a burst, and actually what's the distance now? It's just a bow ball.
This is going to be turning into one of the classic races. We absolutely see how much they can keep their concentration when the body's hurting, when the mind is absolutely playing tricks on you. And as we look at the signal box on the right hand side of the picture, we saw the line go down, but it'll give us an indication of how they're seeing the gaps between the 2 crews. It is neck and neck at the moment. Windsor Boys School look like they've just got a slightly longer stroke, slightly cleaner stroke than their competitors at the moment. I think at the moment Windsor Boys School are just up.
And Windsor looks stronger now, don't they? It was York who made all the running early on, but now if it's not bow ball to bow ball, it's Windsor who are up. And of course, they've got a proud tradition in this event. For many years in the 90s, a crew, generally a composite Windsor crew, won the event in 94, 95, 96, 97. You know, the really, really proud tradition. But now as they go past Upper Thames, they have gone through York.
Yeah, and this is the Fawley Challenge Club. It's an event for schoolboy age quads. Not allowed those composites you spoke about anymore, so they all must be from the same club or from the same school. And they are proud traditions. And looking there at the bowman, Harry Oliver, his tongue's out, he's looking round. I suspect he's got the steering foot, he's just checking where they are. And if he hasn't got the steering foot, he's just checking where they are.
But it's interesting looking at their faces there. There's a lot of confidence in that boat, isn't there? And as we look at York City now, the grimace on the stroke man's face, on Alex Bruce's face, he is working his socks off, isn't he, to try and get back on terms. He knows that they were ahead. He knows they could have won this race, and he wants to get back in that position again.
Yeah, I'm really impressed though with that York City stroke man. He is really driving on, just 10 stone 4 pounds of him that's pressing it on. He's absolutely driving his crew, and he'll have done everything he can to push them on. But as we come past the mile signal, number 2 goes up first. You see that being raised there. We'll see number 1 joining it, and it's going to tell us, I think, that Windsor boys are leading by maybe 2 lengths now.
Yeah, and of course this Windsor crew has done a lot of racing this year, so it's got a lot of that racing experience that's all important. And I think coming fourth at Wallingford Regatta in elite quadruple sculls is a very impressive performance by them. So they'll have been racing against some grown men, and that gives them something that I think perhaps York just lack.
Yeah, Wallingford Regatta 6-lane racing on the Olympic course at Eton Dorney. Those guys will be doing their practice there, racing, as you say, in the elite event, but anyone can enter. But here they are now back in the schoolboy event here at Henley Regatta, side by side. And George Hammond, the umpire there, he's pretty pleased with the work in this boat. He's just observing there, checking where both crews are, and he's watching Windsor Boys School leading at this stage.
And I should think he's quite happy he hasn't had to get his flag out for this one.
Yeah, George Hammond's had a couple of works out earlier this day. We know that with the headwind, with the swirling winds, and with the wash, some of the crews have struggled with the steering, but not so in this race here. This heat, the Fawley Challenge Cup, Windsor Boys School are receiving the applause of the crowd. They're pressing their boat on, they're sprinting for the line, making sure they get that victory.
Yeah, an impressive piece of sculling, I think, by Windsor Boys School, who may have had some doubts about whether they could do this, given York's good pedigree at the national schools. But they've looked strong throughout this race. They went down, they come back.
Yeah, York City holding their form and really pressing on, but it's Windsor Boys School, the stronger crew. They win this heat for the Fawley Challenge Cup. Windsor Boys School will be seeing them again tomorrow. And here come York City. They've given everything they had, a really proud performance.